All right, folks, anyone who knows me well knows the way to my heart is through food, and Stacy is no different. When I asked her to come on the show, it was her idea to bring on a whey protein banana bread, and so we found some old bananas here that we had around the house, a couple little of ingredients. We'll be featuring the Oh Yeah protein system, chocolate peanut butter, I believe we brought in for this particular bread. I'm very excited about it. I love bread. It seems like there's a lot of good carbohydrates in this in this bread. And why don't you just quickly run us through some of the ingredients? Tell us a little bit about the bread for our viewers.
Absolutely. So to me, it's so important to eat clean and healthy, as I stated before, but more importantly, it's got to taste good. So what does not taste better than delicious bananas? We have non-fat Greek yogurt, we have wholesome oats, egg whites, almond butter, and of course, oh yeah, whey protein.
Oh yeah, well that's great. Well, I am at your disposal. Please use me as your sous chef. What can I get going for you first?
Sure. So with any bread, you're going to mix those wet ingredients first. So Jake, if you don't mind, we're going to start with those bananas.
Okay.
And
we're
just going to
all
use
three of them, or should I save one?
No, use all three of them. And it's so great about this recipe is it's a great way to dispose of those ultra ripe bananas.
Yeah, and if you're a composter, you can certainly compost a lot of this stuff.
Absolutely.
So
so
in
while
your garden.
Jake's breaking that up, I'm going to use half a cup of pasteurized egg whites. And we're just going to mash that all together.
Mash it up?
Yes. So you get that wonderful kind of pasty goo.
Okay. So we're professional chefs here, ladies and gentlemen.
And also, just if you have frozen bananas at home, you can use frozen bananas also. You just have to obviously defrost them.
Oh,
it works just as well.
Okay.
So,
I see.
if you don't mind, I'll have you start blending that all up.
All right, we can certainly do that.
Okay.
I'm going to use this knife here.
And as you're mashing that up, we're also going to incorporate our non-fat Greek yogurt. So you can see this is all wonderful, delicious, wholesome ingredients.
That's all right. Party in the kitchen.
There you go. So, and I'll give you a minute to get that all started. So this is so simple.
Where'd you come up with
easy.
this recipe?
So because I love banana bread, and unfortunately I don't love the butter, the sugar, the unhealthy amount.
Now wait a minute, let me back you up here. You don't love it, or maybe your body doesn't love it?
Unfortunately, my body does not enjoy it.
Yeah, that's a little bit more accurate.
Yes. So this is just a great alternative to having still that delicious flavor that you crave, but just a healthy way of going about it. Beautiful.
This looks like it's coming together pretty nice.
You did see, and it's, as you can see, how simple this is.
Pretty easy.
And then we're just going to use about a quarter cup of almond butter.
Oh yeah.
So healthy fat. So don't be afraid. This is so important and so good. So you have those beautiful complex carbohydrates, fiber, proper sugars or clean sugars.
When you say healthy fat, is there a difference?
Oh, absolutely.
What's the difference?
Well, just to keep it, you can get like into monosaturated and all of that, but the reality is a healthy fat comes from something like along the lines of avocado, from almond butter, cashew butter. It's fat that your body knows how to utilize. So when it gets introduced to your system, it's going to know exactly what to do with it.
I see. Okay.
And of course, we'll start with those dry ingredients as that's blended. So you have 2 cups of oats. You can use organic, and keep it simple. You can use instant oats. If you have gluten-free oats, you can use that also. Let's put that in there for you.
This looks like it's coming along nice. All right.
And as with any bread, it's 1 teaspoon of baking powder.
Good. Now, what's this do?
And that keeps it nice and light, so you don't have that dense heaviness.
Gotcha. All right. Well, this looks wonderful. Now, can I taste this right now?
You know, the egg whites are pasteurized, and I've stuck my finger in there more than once.
I'm not scared. Hang on a second. Yeah, that's dynamite. We're going to bake this?
Yes, and I love that you said that's dynamite because there's no added sugar.
Oh.
It's just nature's sugar.
Yeah.
You're just going to put it in a prepared loaf pan that's been sprayed already.
Yep, we hit it with the...
And actually, what I loved using is that beautiful coconut spray that you can find. Yes.
Coconut.
Beautiful.
Right. That looks good.
And that's literally, I think it's about 7 ingredients. It takes maybe 10 minutes to prepare.
Something like that. I'm going to set this over here to the side.
So
I'm just going to pop this down. What's the temperature that's set at?
Sure, it's at 350.
350?
And for approximately 30 minutes.
30 minutes, all right. 30 minutes, we'll be right back. All right, so our bread has been in the oven for about 30 minutes, and in that time, you and I had an opportunity to talk a little bit about how you go grocery shopping.
Yes.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about that? I'm going to get this bread out of the oven for us.
So as you mentioned in prior segments, it is so important when you walk in. Oh, it smells heavenly.
It's delightful. Take a look at that. Oh, that's wonderful. We're going to let that sit just for a moment. Look at that. That is beautiful, huh? We're going to let that sit just for a little bit before we cut it. So go ahead.
So as you had mentioned in prior segments, it is crucial when you go into the supermarket to stay on the outside of the perimeter. There's no reason really to go into those aisles.
It's all processed garbage in there.
Absolutely, and you're going to be tempted. So try to create a new path for yourself and just, stay in the produce. There's so many delicious things that you can pick and choose from that you can use as a snack for desserts. You don't need to go into those processed aisles. So that's how I do my shopping. Stay on the perimeter. I always bring a list with me, and it's crucial that it's old-fashioned piece of paper, pens of paper. I'm committed to this list. I'm going to stick to it. And once again, having a goal, even a goal going into the supermarket, just keep it simple. Give yourself that goal. And you just kind of like when you're checked out and you see all that beautiful produce and people ask you, oh, are you one of those people that eat healthy? Yeah. So you did a good job.
Yeah, it is funny when people do take notice of that.
Yes.
Now, something I've noticed here, and I'm going to assume this is because of the baking powder, it seems as though the bread has kind of come up out of the pan a little bit through the baking process.
Exactly.
And I assume that's what that was all about. So I'm just going to grab hold of here.
Okay.
And I like big bites, so I'm going to cut right through here. Now, when would you have a piece of this bread? Is this a morning thing? Is this every day? Is this?
This is every day for me in the morning because my day starts as early as 5 a.m. So I do what we call prepping ahead of time, which is crucial. A lot of people don't like to do that. But it's a key component. So I'll make this on a Sunday, and I'll cut it into about 5 pieces. And then I have my breakfast Monday through Friday. I don't have to worry about breakfast. Literally eat and go with a nice cup of coffee.
A little bit of coffee on
Yes.
A little coffee talk on TriJake. All right, dynamite. Well, I'm going to try this.
Okay.
See how this goes. It'll cut right down
And you can see how light and airy that is.
I mean, that is so nice.
Yes.
And I can't believe from those ingredients. All right, I'm going to shut up for a minute. Moist.
Oh, the bananas. So no butter required.
Great flavor.
Oh, good. I'm glad. I'm glad you enjoy it.
I'm keeping this.
You're more than welcome to have it.
You can't have it back.
So.
And it's funny because you have an opportunity here to eat delicious bread. And, I mean, this is good for you.
It is. It's packed with vitamins, fiber, protein. You're hearing so much in the news about how critical and important protein is, especially in the growth process as you're getting older, and fiber also. So you have everything you need. It's a balanced meal.
Yeah, that is dynamite. Well, thank you so much. And like I said, I am keeping this. I'm going to bring this back to the studio and maybe give it to my afternoon clients. So thank you for that. This is actually why I had you on. But no, thank you for the recipe. You can find the recipe at TriJake.com. We're going to have it, and you can also go to Stacey Michelle Newman's Facebook page.
Yes.
And I'm sorry, but what is the body curves?
Oh, sure. So it's Strong Curves by Stacey Michelle.
Strong Curves by Stacey Michelle.
So that's Twitter. It's at Strong Curves, and Instagram is Stacey with an E, STACE_Michelle_Newman.
Good. And if people like what they've seen so far on the show, how can they get a hold of you?
Oh, absolutely. You can reach me at Stacey Michelle Newman on Facebook, and I'll be more than happy to respond to, or through Instagram also. Awesome.
Okay, great. Well, we got a workout segment coming up next with Stacey Michelle Newman here. I'm Jake Mullen. Stay with us, folks. We're going to get to sweating next.
Thanks.